Okay, guys, you have your first online quiz today. I want to make sure that you review before you take your quiz. So I wanted to go over a few of the things that you've seen already, but you may not have paid enough attention to, or you just need a quick review of. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is this word data. It was in the name of the first lesson, so you know that it's probably important. Data is just a bunch of numbers, okay? So in this set of lessons, we're looking at just a bunch of numbers. So maybe they give you 5 numbers, they give you 8 numbers, just a bunch of numbers. Couple of vocabulary things that I want you to be thinking of. Biased question, biased sample. The word biased means that they're trying to kind of lead you in a certain direction. So if I want to get certain answers, I might ask certain people by doing a biased sample, or I might ask my question a certain way by doing a biased question. Basically, you don't want your question worded in any way that's going to lead somebody in a certain direction, and you want your sample to be random. Random was one of the words later in the lesson, right here when it talks about sample, and it talks about a bias sample, and it talks about the word random. You want your sample to be random. If it is not random, it's biased, and we do not want a biased sample. The other thing that a lot of people were struggling with on that lesson was statistical question. You will see a question again about a statistical question. On the assignment you had the other day, they gave you a question where you would only get one answer. That's not a statistical question. It says that a statistical question results in a variety of answers. That means you're going to get a bunch of answers. So an example is if I ask you your favorite color, you might say red. Well, that just gives me one answer. I don't want one answer. I want a lot of people's answer. So I might ask the whole class their favorite color, or I might ask my whole family their favorite color. You have to be asking a group of people. Back to the sample. You need a sample of people to get the data. Remember that data is numbers, and you need a bunch of them. Random population. Oh, sample size. So just remember, you don't want to have to survey everybody if it's a big group. You had a question about having 200 people. Well, you would want to not have to survey all 200 people, but if you don't survey enough people, you're not going to get a good representation. So how many people you survey would just depend on how many people are in the whole population. I'm going to come back to mean in a minute. If I had been teaching this in class, I would have taught you a song, and you know that I would have had you all stand up. I would have done it for you. We would have done it together. If you hadn't done it, you would have had to come up in front of the class and do it with me. And I wish we could do this together, but you're going to have to deal with just hearing me, which I'm not super excited about, but I do want you to hear this song. I have kids come back from Thompson and tell me that they remembered this song. So it's about mean, median, and mode. And it's to the tune of row, row, row your boat. So it goes, mode, mode, mode is the most, median is in the middle, mean, 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 add and then divide by however many numbers there are. So I'm going to start with mode. Mode is just the number that shows up the most in the set of data. So it might be there are 2 of them. It might be that there are 3 of them. It's just repeated numbers. And then the median is just the number that's in the middle. So if there's an odd number of numbers, it's going to be right in the middle. If they're an even number, there will be 2 left in the middle. So let me give you an example of that. Let's say I had 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 7 is in the middle. I can cross off, I can get 7 in the middle. But Down here, let me do, if I had 4, 5, 6, 6, 8, and 9. There's only 6 numbers, so there's not a number in the middle. There's 3 on one side, 3 on the other. So you have to add up all your numbers, or you have to add up these 2 numbers right here and divide by 2. So in this case, it's going to come out to be 6, but in another case, it might come out to be something else. So just remember, median is in the middle. And mean, you add and then divide. So mean is actually right here. It says the sum, which is adding, divided by the number of items in the set. So if I were trying to find the mean of these numbers down here, I would add 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 6 plus 8 plus 9. And then because there are 6 numbers in the set, I would divide that by 6. And then the last thing that I didn't cover on here is range. I don't have that in my song, but range is just your highest number minus your lowest number. So again, in this case, my highest number is 9, my lowest number is 4, so 9 minus 4 is 5, and so that's my range. And let's see if I have anything else on here that I wanted to show you. You can go back into these lessons. So if you wanted to go back, if you go to courses and click on math and click on data analysis, you could go back and look at some of these examples if you wanted to. And then let me go back and I want to look at the second lesson you did. This y'all did a lot better on, but remember we talked about median, mode, and range. And so you could look back over the those examples if you need to. And I think as long as you go over this and you read this or you watch this video, I think y'all will do great. Again, please, please come see me in Zoom if you're struggling. There are some of you I have not seen yet. So if I have not seen you in Zoom, I for sure would like to see you ASAP. So good luck on your quiz. Let me know how you do. Bye, guys.